Hello and welcome back to the Geek Day podcast. Return your weekday into a geek day. I am one of your hosts, Rob, and with me today we have this guy looking absolutely befuddled, Mr. Alex Moon.
What is up? Every single time we go live, I try to remember to put it out on my socials that we're going live, and right now, my apologies. Anyway, I always try to update, and I was posting an Instagram story, and I kept just messing it up, and then I was like, "Oh, we're at 0. I gotta go now."
I saw your face, and because there's we use a little thing called Restream. I don't know if anyone else does streams or not, but in the top right corner, there's little circles on my end, and I can see what everyone's faces look like before we start anything. And I saw your face really confused, and I was like, he'll be fine. And I just jumped immediately in.
Well, because I was because on my screen it said 0, and I was waiting for it to start, and I was like, oh, also, well, Rob, so you see me scratching my nards before we
start.
Yes,
I do. Yeah. I'm just sometimes I try to look away, but it's so enticing. It's
they're a big set. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's hard to look away.
Anyways, Alex.
Robert, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm very tired. I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and then work was long. So I'm very, very tired. But while I was working, I did finish season 3, not the newest season, but season 3 of The Legends of Vox Machina. My wife and I were both on a very big critical role kind of kick right now, because we play our own tabletop RPG game in Pathfinder, and she's been used to be a part of that, but now we are recording so infrequently that it is so hard to get that that fantasy kick. And now that we've been watching this one, she has been like, oh, I know exactly what I want my next character to be. I want to play in this kind of world. And I'm like, great, good to hear. I love that. I love that she is very interested in the nerdy things that I really love.
My favorite thing that me and you both do, Robert, is sometimes we come on to our weekly nerdy podcast and don't know what to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just said yeah.
Oh no, but we come on our weekly nerdy podcast and don't know what to talk about, and we'll be like, I haven't finished Spider-Man Noir yet. I haven't read the new comics this week. But you can be damn sure Robert has finished season 3 of something that's not pertinent to the podcast. And Alex is reading through Marvel's Secret Empire from 2016 and 2017 that nobody gives a fuck about.
It's one day, maybe in 5 years, we're going to catch up to this year, and then everything else will be forward. But it's
going to be 2032, and I'm going to be like, guys, the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer looks pretty fire.
Alex, what have you been doing this week, man?
Like I said, I've been reading Secret Empire for the Marvel stuff. I've been dabbling in it. I've been trying to catch up with it for a couple weeks now, and I got through a big chunk of it. And so what I was doing is I was going back and I was rereading Nick Spencer's Steve Rogers Captain America run, which is, for those of y'all who don't know, it's that infamous panel that's now Captain America standing next to Dr. Selvig going, "Hail Hydra." And everybody was like, "Oh, he's Hydra." And I had read the Sam Wilson side of that whole debacle. I'd never fully read the Steve Rogers side of it. I'd read a couple issues here and there. I was like, let me read the whole thing. So I started reading it, and then I caught up to where the actual Secret Empire stuff happens. So now I am reading through Secret Empire while I'm reading Captain America's tie-ins for Secret Empire, while I am rereading Sam Wilson's tie-ins for Secret Empire. And anytime something significant happens and it goes, from Thunderbolts number 7, I'm like, I don't know. Fuck. And then I go to Thunderbolts number 7. Because I'm rereading all this on Marvel Unlimited. So anytime something new gets brought up to me, I'm like, okay, let me get out of this, go there, and do that thing. So, but it's been fun. Yeah, but I've been doing that. Me and the little one. Actually, that's something we didn't even bring up, Robert. My Adventures Superman season 3 kicked off.
Oh, did it start this week?
Yeah,
I thought it was next week. I'm sorry. I knew it was
last name. I don't remember. But anyway, Yeah, no, it started already. Actually, the new episode's coming out this week. I don't know when it comes out this week.
Uh-huh.
But said the story before. Me and Baby Moon love the first two seasons. She fell in love with it. We were watching it. When I told her season 3 was coming out, she was so hyped. We sat down and watched it. Great first episode, amazing. So I've been reading through Secret Empire. Watched first episode of My Adventure, the first new episode of My Adventure with Superman. And then just kept keeping up with all the nerdy news that's happening this week that we're gonna kind of get into here in a little bit. But Rob, what about you? Or was it mainly your season
Dude,
3 stuff?
mainly season 3, or mainly season 3. So definitely I did that. I've been also trying to catch up. Me and a friend of mine, I we always do this thing with books where I'm
Friend.
very sorry, me and an acquaintance of mine.
Thank you. I was about to say, I'm
Yeah,
honored.
I'm a very big, like, when I read something and I know someone's gonna like something, I automatically recommend it to them. I'm like, I haven't finished, but you're gonna like this. And I've done this 3 times with one of my friends to a book series that I've read. He's beaten me twice, and so ever since I recommended this book series, it's called The Expanse. It's not niche. There's a TV show and everything like that, but it's a great,
Sounds pretty niche.
yeah, it's a great sci-fi book series, and so I recommended it to him when I was on book 6, and I was like, cool, like, he's gonna take a while. This dude started it immediately, and like in a blink of an eye, he made it up to book 5, and I was like, oh no, this bitch is not gonna catch up to me again. So I have been going hard with reading, and then I've even also have gotten his wife involved, where I'm like, hey, what page is he on his book? And then I've been like, it's like, okay, hide the book here so I could do this or whatever. Like, I'm take him out to go see a movie or something so I can have a little bit. Because I usually
Thank you so much for all the goats in the chat, Brain. I appreciate it.
Oh yes, thank you so much. Oh my god, thank you. Yeah, so I've been
Is this
just,
someone from one of the other podcasts?
I don't know. I don't think
No.
so.
I'm asking you.
Oh, I was talking about in the chat. No, this is not. This is my friend Blake.
Okay.
I've worked with him for some years. And yeah, so it's been just like a competition between me and him. And right now he's still a book behind, but I'm like, I usually use an audiobook. And right now I'm not using an audiobook, and my ADHD brain is like killing me. So I'm like severely handicapped. Yeah.
Mrs. Fiona charming his way through the whole thing.
Dead ass. But that's really it. Oh, shout out to Brain in the chat saying, hey everyone, caught up on the podcast and loving it. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Thanks.
he was telling me that on one of my Alex Moon streams. He was telling me that he didn't realize there was the pod, and then when he found it, went back and just did the backlog, and I was like, whoa, like, dang.
I love that.
That's commitment. Genuinely, I appreciate that, because one of the cons to a podcast that we like in this style is that it's very topical. It's very like what's happening right now. There's some stuff in between that's like story times and stuff, but we're talking about news stuff. So thank you very much for liking what we have to say so much that you went back and looked at that other stuff as well. And also thank you again for even more
for those 20 lives. Thank you
gifts.
so
I
much.
appreciate that so much.
And even shout out to Sir Dr. W in the chat as well for tapping that heart, those hearts on the screen. We really, really appreciate that. Any way that we can get more people into the streams is great. But Alex,
yeah, I see we're at 500 right now.
Yeah.
I know y'all could get us to 1,000.
Yeah,
those are a few people we got in the chat. So,
do you remember those streamers that were like, this was like maybe like 10 years ago, where they were like,
it was not that long ago, I promise you.
Really? Okay, damn it.
The ones that would be like hot dog, glizzy.
Oh,
like,
no.
You're not talking about that?
No, I'm not talking about that. But I know exactly what you're talking about. No, those streamers that were getting in trouble because they were like, come on, guys, like, this is my only job. You can't give me $5. I'm like, okay, guys. I was like, let's calm down.
That was not that long ago. Definitely not 10 years.
Oh, man. Okay. I don't know, man. It's 2026. Actually, no, 2016. Yeah, no. It's probably maybe like 8 years, maybe like 8 or 7 years.
Dude, that stuff was really pop. That one, I think there's a girl that really, like, her clip went around for that. I feel like that was in like the last like 6 or 7 years, bro. Not. Yeah.
Oh, 6 7.
But speaking of that, Rob, you want to take us into our first topic?
I do, but also before I jump in, no, I was like, go ahead. Yeah.
So, okay. I just want to say since we're talking about niche books and niche things like The Expanse, I wanted to turn you on to another niche little project. It's kind of indie, kind of a homegrown. This director did it with not a lot of money during the first film, but there's this thing called the Star War.
Oh,
Um,
yes, yes,
I
yes, yes.
yeah, I would tell you check it. It's like wizards fighting Nazis.
Oh, okay. That sounds dope. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that. So we were talking about my adventures with Superman,
Yes.
and then I was like, okay, yeah, I want to know how my adventures with Green Lantern is coming. I didn't know that they casted the main actress already, and it's gonna be Aloe Cara Moana. She's gonna be the voice of Jessica Cruz, who's gonna be the main character in my adventures
Wow,
with Green Lantern, which is very awesome. I'm excited. But
that
anyways,
is dope.
let's go ahead and jump into our first topic, which is going to be the brand new Day trailer. Now, unfortunately, we cannot show it to you without being attacked by Sony. Really, it's honestly, Alex, we were talking about this before. You're like, who would ding us? I'm like, it's Sony. Surprisingly, Disney is pretty chill with stuff like that. Like when we would show Star Wars stuff, they're like, as long as you don't share any audio, you're good. Sony is the one that's like, nah, man, you can't do this. So unfortunately, we can't do this. But maybe on our end, I can show like we can pull up on our end what it looks like. But
Avi
Alex,
Arad, ridiculous. I
the
know it's
tra-
Avi. He's sitting in his thing. He's like, they're taking away from my Hulk merchandise. Um, I hate
uh,
Avi Arad. Anyway,
Alex, what did you think about the brand new Day trailer?
well, so Spider-Man brand new day trailer. I was pretty hype on it, honestly. I think for the most part, to address the elephant in the room about the trailer had come out a couple days prior. It had gotten leaked on Twitter or X, whatever they call it now. Not to dead name any apps, but it was getting shared around, and me and you had both seen it. And when this trailer came out, I was like, okay, well, this is confirming what we were getting leaked was the full trailer. And it looks dope. It looks so good. I'm hyped about the film. There's nothing. I love that we're in a situation where we're getting a film where, because the first trailer came out and I remember talking about it and being like, I have no idea what the hell is going on in this movie. There's just stuff happening, and now it's cool to see that we know a little more of what's happening, but I still don't know what's fully happening. And I love that personally. I feel like we've gotten too many, especially Marvel films, where they love to give us trailers that you can pretty much map out the whole film, with it. And I cannot map out the film other than somehow this chase scene is going to lead to the prison fight. That's the only thing I can kind of put together. But other than that, I'm still like, I don't know how this is going to fit together. Style wise, it looks great. I'm so hyped for the Hulk stuff. I am kind of on the fence now if I still think that Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. And if she is Jean Grey, I don't think she's the villain that the trailers are making her out to be. So because I would find it very hard to believe that Jean Grey is doing a lot of this stuff. And I have a game theory on that here in a moment. But Rob, what did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was great. Of course, like you, I saw the leak trailer. I think it was last week. I remember texting you, being like, "Hey, I
Yeah,
saw the trailer," and I think it looks great. I think I'm okay. I don't need any more. I don't need anything else. Don't give me
yeah,
anything
I agree.
else for this movie. I think everything looks great. I think there's like one shot in here that I'm like, the CG didn't look entirely great.
What shot
It's
was that?
it's the one where he's like not in costume and he's like falling from the sky with like the New
Uh,
York City in the background. And I was like, okay,
yeah.
but it's also a trailer. The movie's not fully finished yet, so I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm not taking any too much about it. But I think it looks great. I think this is the epitome. Like it feels the epitome of a comic book. Like you have the little cameos of the Hulk here, and of course we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But it always feels like that in a Spider-Man book. I think about just recently the Amazing Spider-Man Torn, where it has like some crossovers and stuff like that as well. As you're talking to teachers and such like that. I really like that. I love that we're also seeing Peter in college, which I also really don't like that they're kind of skipping over his entire college career. Um,
Yeah, we took 3 movies to get through junior year, and then all of a sudden we're like, yeah, also he did college. Like,
Yeah. So to me that kind of sucks. I think that would have been great to like have another thing like each year is him in college, or skip over starting like sophomore year or whatever have you. But because I mean that I think that would have been a great way to introduce like, oh, like here's Gwen Stacy, here's Felicia Hardy. Here's Harry Osborn. That would have been really cool to introduce this new cast of characters. But overall, I mean, man, it looks great. I'm so excited. I think like the directing looks fantastic. I love that we're seeing Scorpion. We're seeing possibly Jean Grey. We get to see Mark Ruffalo as Hulk, and then we get to see Hulk, not like the weird amalgamation Smart Hulk that we've got in the past couple of movies.
yeah.
But Alex, I know you said you have a theory, a game theory, for this movie about who you think Sadie Sink is going to be. What do you think?
Well, it's not necessarily about who I think she's going to be. It's more of some motivations because so in this trailer we see what appears to be Jean Grey doing a psychic telepathic fart on New York, and everyone is freezing except Spider-Man and except Frank Castle. Like, it looks like those are the only two that aren't being affected. My theory, my game theory is the trailer is making it look like Jean Grey is going to be like this ultimate villain, or she's behind this thing. I think someone else is doing it, and Jean Grey is protecting Frank and Peter from it happening. Because I feel like people have this thing where they're like, well, Jean Grey is doing this, and it just doesn't affect Spider-Man. It doesn't affect, you know, Frank for some reason. I think maybe it might be the opposite, where she's also trying to stop whoever's doing this, and she's protecting Spider-Man and Frank from this. That's my theory, a game theory. Because I just I don't see where I guess, and I could be totally wrong, but I just don't see Jean Grey coming off being a villain character and then potentially being a big pillar of the X-Men activist organization.
Hmm.
So I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. But and we have Vinny here in the chat saying there's no indication that it's Jean Grey other than Sadie Sink being in the movie. You know, that's true. That's true. And a lot of us have been, for all the times that we've been saying Jean Grey, Jean Grey. If she it's always usually followed or preceded with if she is Jean Grey.
Hmm.
Because it has not been confirmed. I think it was like Scoopers, right? That were initially coming out and telling everybody that that was the
Hmm.
the thing, but what's the alternative? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, of course, there is a ton of telepaths in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but who would you introduce first? I mean, like, of course, I mean Charles Xavier, Emma Frost. I think those would be like the two like ones that you would like. That's not Jean Grey. That I would be
yeah.
like, okay, we get that. But I mean, I honestly do think that she would be a good introduction to mutants, even though we've kind of technically had one with Miss Marvel. But I don't know. I coming up to the conclusion that she is Jean Grey. But I do agree with you, Vinny, that he said here, I'm doubling down at being Mindworm. It's far fetched, but Peter has a resistance to Mindworm. I don't know. I think like there
And what about
is,
Frank?
yeah. I just think that like Marvel does do some like crazy stuff. I mean, they did Guardians of the Galaxy and made them fantastic. I think that there is some sort of point that is there's two, how do I say, general audiences only have so much of like a reach of their imagination before they start being like, okay, this is dumb.
Yeah.
And I definitely think like, think back to Star Wars where they're like, who cares about the Trade Federation or whatever? But like the diehard fans are like, oh, the Trade Federation, that's so cool. Also, shout out to Corbin in the Twitch chat saying, haven't seen you guys in a while. Love my Geek Day. We love you. But yeah, I mean,
Robert
overall,
does.
okay, I love you. You have to still fight for Alex's love and affection.
Yeah.
Um,
Dance. I'm
overall, I do think that I'm coming up to the opinion, especially with some other leak stuff that I've seen, that we are getting close to it being, with her being Jean Grey, which I would think would be a fantastic first mutant into the MCU.
Yeah. And then to go off Vinny again, continuing the conversation, Frank has a resistance to mind control in general due to his weird brain rage thing that I can't remember. I hear you, but listen, in movies, at least for me, right? And especially in superhero movies, there's a convenience there. Something's going to happen. With everything going on in this movie, all the crazy shit in the trailer, and then all the things we haven't seen yet, you're going to tell me that in the movie, they're going to be like, wait, guys, Frank Castle's fine because when his family was murdered and he was severely traumatized, he has a brain function that's different from the average person. So now, anytime anyone's trying to go into his cerebral cortex, it doesn't quite work. No, I'm not going to say that. That's why I'm like, instead of explaining this away, why it doesn't work on Spider-Man, why it doesn't work on Frank Castle, it would make more sense that something is occurring where Jean Grey is either choosing to not affect them for some reason, or she is saving them from someone else, causing the effect. Now, with that being said, I totally agree. It could be another character, but you're telling me that Marvel Studios is choosing to introduce a telepath that is a young adult with telekinesis powers who's a redhead from Marvel Comics, and it's not Jean Grey. Like, it would be like, to me, it's the equivalent of being like, guys, everyone thinks that's the Hulk he's fighting in the trailer. That could totally be Amadeus Cho. Like, we see who it is. We know it's Bruce. Like, I don't know. And I'm not trying to bag on you. I'm just saying, to me, the simplest answer is usually the correct answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's even saying here in the chat, not saying I'm positively right, just spitballing. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
like,
no.
yeah,
I
definitely.
totally hear you. I'm just saying, I think it's going to be more straightforward. Again, the big reason I'm saying it's got to be straightforward is because we got to deal with the Scorpion fight in the film, Boomerang, Tarantula, Tombstone's allegedly apparently going to be in it, all this Hulk stuff, all this second mutation stuff, all of these things, and not even saying Frank Castle stuff that's in this movie. You got to balance all these things, including his relationship with Ned and MJ, and then we're also going to throw on top all of this mental gymnastics, literally. So to me, it just seems like there's going to be something thrown in there that's, hey, this is the simple reason that that this is happening.
Alex,
But
I'm going
sorry,
to say something real quick, and
tell me.
feel free to tell me if I'm overstepping, I'm over the edge. I'm about to jump in a blaze of glory on this thing, because I know people like to call me Rage Bait Rob over here, but I am genuinely so tired of MJ and Ned. Like, I'm done. I mean, I'm I'm just like,
What do
it's
you
not that
mean?
it's
How
not
are
like
you tired of them?
it's not like they're bad. I love Zendaya and Jacob Batalon. They are fantastic in these roles. I just think if we're gonna be doing a new era of Spider-Man, why did we do the whole like brain forget things if it's like supposed to be like they're having their own start, and then like not introduce new characters and like expand the Spider-Man world in the MCU?
Do y'all hear Robert saying, why don't they Daredevil Born Again season 1 this new Spider-Man? What are you on about?
Okay,
That's the
okay,
same.
okay.
Don't that's the not keep the energy, bro. That's the same thing. That's what they did with Daredevil Born Again season 1. They were like, you know what? Why do we still have these people? Like, let's give them new people.
That's not what that's
It's
like.
the
That's
same
not.
thing.
No, it's
It's
not.
the same
There's a
thing.
different sort of thing going on there.
How dare you? How dare so the out of all the Spider-Men that we have gotten, both on the small screen and the big screen, these two arguably have the best chemistry, at least the best chemistry and the strongest skulls so that they can still be here. So, like, they have the best chemistry and you're tired of it?
How would we not know if there's going to be more chemistry with other characters if you don't continue to expand? I don't know. I trust me. I get it why they're doing it. Tom and Zendaya are fantastic together. They're married, so it is like a whole couple sort of thing. And Jacob Batalon, like I said, I loved him. I think he was really great. He was one of my saving graces in No Way Home, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But I just don't care. I think to me it would have been time to see a new version of Peter Parker with bringing in newer people. Like, let me see a Gwen Stacy, let me see a Felicia Hardy, let me see Harry Osborn. I thought we were going to get Harry Osborn in this. I don't know. It's just we're saying so much into the MCU of it all, with it being afraid to take another risk with introducing these new characters. Of course, we're getting whatever Sadie Sink's character as well as these like bad guys, but I mean, we're not. There's going to be one and done
Not
bad guys.
taking risks with new characters, Robert. What do you mean?
I said besides besides this rogues gallery, I mean like they're gonna be one and dones or like help build
What do
out
you mean?
whatever.
Frank is a new character for the franchise. All these other allies that he's making are new characters. The
What
Rogues.
allies?
The only people that this cop dude that he's talking to, that's
Oh
the guy
my
from
God.
X-Men. No, but like there's new people in this movie. It's just Ned and MJ because the other people don't know he exists. Or what's Aunt May doing?
They don't know he exists either. They don't know he exists either.
Okay, cool.
But they did. Okay, but they did.
Okay, Robert. No, I hear you. So you're saying, let's move forward with new, like, have him introduced to new people that don't know him to see how those different dynamics work. Almost like him meeting new people that don't remember who he is, and there could be a new dynamic that they're gonna form.
I don't know, man. I just I'm not. When I say I'm dumb, I think I'm being a little hyperbolic about it. I'm over exaggerating. Of course, I'm excited. I think it's going to be great. There's going to be this little like bittersweetness with like, of course, we see like the murder board that Ned has. It's like, who is Spider-Man? And then of course you have like the, not necessarily meet cute in like the same room, but it is like, oh, hey, who are you? Of course, there's going to be a new dynamic to introduce there. I just think that it would have been really cool to see Spider-Man go through college and have to meet new people. And then sure, MJ and Ned can come back and, they can have like a one big like spider group, like they team Avatar and Avatar The Last Airbender. But I just think that there definitely should have been some space for them to continue to grow other allies for Peter. That's not Tony Stark. That's not the Hulk. I think so much of Spider-Man is the boots on the ground, and he is like he's another New Yorker. And I still think that when you put your foot into these other larger than life situation, that we lose a lot of. We get the Amazing Spider-Man torrents of it, where I'm like, oh, this is really good, and he's in space, yeah, and he's in a completely different universe. I just think that. I don't know. We have Corbin over here saying, I would rather them introduce Black Cat and Harry Osborn than keep MJ and Ned. Rob's right, in my opinion. Thank you, Corbin.
Y'all are wild. Corbin, I'm glad I said I didn't love you earlier. No. I think that I think the thing, at least for me, that I feel like I'm always taking into account is you can't change that. The whole like, I'm tired of, I want more boots on the ground. I'm tired of the MCU of it all, because every Sony contract as of right now with this Spider-Man, that's written in. He's got to be interacting with an Avenger in every film. He's got to be a part of the broader universe. He's got to have X amount of pull with these other characters. That's just gonna happen, I also do want to point out, Vinny over here on the TikTok chat said, forget everything I've said. No one has better chemistry than Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. I do want to point out, I agree with you. If you remember, at the top of my statement, I said that they had the most chemistry out of the people with the strongest skulls. So, but anyway, Robert, do you have any final thoughts on the trailer? And then, we can kind of talk about the ticket sales.
That's my overall thoughts. Yeah, we can definitely jump into ticket sales because we have just seen that apparently they're reporting out that it is now beating the top 3 movies in the MCU. I'm seeing at the global box office, Spider-Man No Way Home owns the 3rd best opening of all time with $600.5 million, behind Avengers Endgame, which is $1.22 billion. And then 2018's Infinity War $640.5 million. Alex, that's a lot of dollars. That's a
And
lot of.
that's all just pre-sale, right? Is
That's just. Oh, so I'm trying to see here.
that pre-sale or all box office? Well, I mean, obviously for Spider-Man right now, any
Yeah,
tickets bought are pre-sale. Oh god, I had a
yeah.
burr. Um,
I'm trying to
but
find like actual money
and
for what they're saying it is. Let's see. Okay, so pre-sale for Spider-Man No Way Home was 260.1 million. Avengers Endgame was 357.1 million. And then
and then what is currently right now for Brand New Day?
trying to see right here. Places follow, blah, blah, blah. Right now, second best opening, blah, blah, blah. Behind, okay. Has accumulated an estimated 78 million in pre-sales. I need to read this more correctly because I'm like this money isn't working for me.
Oh, that
Um,
this money isn't working for me.
but
That's
it also
crazy.
beats Doctor Strange's, which is at 107.8 million.
That was pre-sale.
187.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
wild. I don't know how that happened.
but damn. Well, I believe it. Did you get your tickets already?
I did. I did.
Okay, good,
Did
good.
you?
Yeah, I did. I did also. We'll be there
Good.
Thursday night watching the movie. Well,
Gonna be. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they
Sorry.
do like the 7 o'clock on Thursdays for
Yeah.
like
No,
7 to
I'm cooler
Friday.
than you.
Oh, okay. You're going on a Wednesday.
I'm going on Wednesday. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I will text you and I will send you photos
Thank
of
you.
me
Thank you.
sitting in the seat. And
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you were gonna take a photo of each like frame of the movie so I
No,
can
no,
watch
no,
it
no,
at
no,
home.
no. Well,
Okay.
I can. I can. I'll do it like an old school flea market vendor. I'll take the big old camera with the tape I gotta put in it, and I'll put it next to me, and you'll see all the people just coming up while you're watching. But yeah, no, we're seeing it on that Wednesday. Me and the missus are gonna go see it. See if it's because Baby Moon has said she might want to see it, so we're gonna go
Mhm.
kind of see if we think she can handle it. And really, what I'm saying is, I'm gonna see if there's a man spider. Um,
Mm.
I just had Baby Moon yell at me that she's not gonna go see it. Um,
Dang. Baby Moon hates Spider-Man. Heard.
Baby Moon's favorite character, like one of her top favorite characters, is Miles Morales, Spider-Man specifically. Um, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Here, sorry. She wanted me to show you her knitted Miles Morales
Oh,
that she has.
nice.
Alrighty, girl. Here you go. Here. Okay, I'm gonna finish up. Okay, love you. But kind of going off those insane ticket sales. Robert, we just got done talking about the trailer. Stuff's insane for we got this trailer, but like we mentioned earlier at the top, there was leaks leading up to preceding this trailer. It was all put out online. And there's another little Marvel movie that's coming out later on this year that has also had its fair share of leaks because Avengers Doomsday has constantly, it seems, been having leaks. I think a couple days ago was it a couple days ago or was it last week that there was like that blurry ass scene that was released?
I think it was a couple of days. I think it's the beginning of this week.
Yeah, so there was like a scene that was released. I'm not gonna say exactly who was in the scene, but I will tell you it looks like it's trying to be in the first Avengers movie when all the Avengers are like, when the camera's
Bum,
going
bum,
around.
bum, bum.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
everyone's all
yeah.
like, let's look at the Shatar. It looks like it is this movie's version of that. And I'm really hoping not. Because one, I don't want that spoiled. That would suck. But two, I'll get to that part in a minute. But
Yeah.
so it's had that leak occur. And then right before we went live, we saw these new semi HD photos that I'll be honest with you, I can't tell if they're
I think they're
legitimate.
fake.
I can't. Now, do you think they're fully fake or do you think they were upscaled with AI? Or, and what I think is more likely, because one of the things that me and you pointed out that we were like, this doesn't look right, was there is an actor, I won't say who, that doesn't look like we can see the face pretty dead on, and it does not look like the actor.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a part of me that was like, yeah, that could either be upscaled and AI does the thing where it thinks this is kind of what this person would look like, and it's a person who's not a white person, so AI also tends to mess that up a lot.
Yeah.
But second, could it just be one of those things where that person wasn't available that day, so this is a stand-in that's going to have a face superimposed on them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Rob, what did you think of these leaks that we're seeing?
I mean, we. I feel like every week we end up talking about leaks, which of course is great for content, right? Like we have something to talk about. But overall, I'm like, damn, dude. Like again, this sucks. It sucks that we're not going to have these moments in the theater. Which I mean, of course, I will be a fish and I will forget this in like a week or whatever, and still be surprised about. I was like, oh, like that. Okay, so that was real. But I don't know, man. I think it's fake because we were kind of like looking at it a little bit deeper, and like you said, there was one that kind of looks like it was kind of like either photoshopped in or like it just didn't match the rest of the screen,
Mhm.
as well as like there were some very interesting costume choices for some of these
For one character
characters.
in particular, well,
Uh-huh.
for two.
For two, you were like, "Who is that?" And I'm like, "It's this person." And you're like, "No, why are they wearing clothes?" And
Well,
I'm
there's
like,
another one that is also of the same similar ethnic
mm,
persuasion as that character, if you know what I mean,
"Yeah,
that doesn't match the leaked concept that we got of that character, if you know what I'm
yes,
saying. So I was
uh-huh.
also like, where's this coat coming from? Anyway,
Yeah."
um,
We have Corbin in the chat, in the Twitch chat, saying, "I don't understand why people dig around and spoil the movie for a bunch of people because they're losers." I don't know, like that. That's just literally what
and
it
we're
is.
talking about it, me and Rob are talking about it. One, because this isn't like, like when I was telling Robert, I had opened up threads and it was the first thing, not covered up, not with that little like secret ink that you have to press so that you're potentially getting a spoiler. It's just out there. That's the part that sucks is, it's no longer like, oh, hey, if you go looking for it, you can swipe 7 times for a spoiler banner to finally go away for you to see the crazy thing that got leaked. Now people are just airing that shit out.
Yeah.
It's just getting thrown out there.
I just think that
Um,
like if you're purposely doing it, like, bro, why? Like
mhm.
it's let people have the time of their lives, and people are waiting to see some of these characters for the first time in years, or sometimes even for the first time on camera, and them seeing it in like a very pixelated or upscaled image that's not doing it justice. It's just gonna ruin the overall experience for it. Like
I
I
want to see
don't.
my beautiful Sam Wilson in HD, not in a blurry, pixelated, semi AI upscaled photo. Like,
Mhm.
you know, um, and again, it also sucks because I'm not looking for it. I think
Yeah.
you and I both, when we're seeing well, I don't know. I think you sought out the Spider-Man trailer, but
I did not. No,
oh,
I'm.
it just
I
popped up for
am.
you.
I am a part of the Marvel Studio spoilers thing. So I mean, I like. I don't avoid it, but I mean, like, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't
I was
actively
not
like.
seeking it out. I simply follow all the places where it could be brought to
I'm on.
me.
I'm only on two social media sites. I'm on Reddit and I'm on TikTok. Those are the only two places that I see stuff at. But like, is it? I don't care about spoilers anymore. I think like I got spoiled for Star Wars, and then after that, I was like, okay, I don't really give a shit. But I do care about other people's enjoyment. I will never spoil something for someone ever because I know that is such a very important thing for some people is to like go in there completely blind.
Did I tell you when me and Willie almost killed my other brother Isaac
No, but you can tell us.
over Age of Ultron? I'll tell you right now. So he got to see Age of Ultron. My brother Isaac got to see Age of Ultron early with a friend of his, and it wasn't like a Thursday showing. It was literally like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know what plugs his friend's mom had, but they saw it before because our family had already had our tickets to go see it like two days later, I think.
Hmm.
Well, Isaac came back from the theater, and me and my other brother Willie were like, "Don't tell us anything about it. Don't say anything about it. We don't want to know nothing about the movie." And he goes, "Well, there was a death," and we're like, "Shut up! Don't tell us nothing. We're gonna kick your ass, bro." And he was like, "It was a quick death," and we're like, "How
Wow.
dare you?" And he did that thing where he was like, "I didn't say nothing," and we're like, and we almost murdered that man. Like, it was wild because we were yelling and screaming and shit, and I remember my parents being like, "I don't know exactly how to how to handle this because they're yelling about spoilers in movies." So, but here, Rob, 1 second, can you fill the air for a second?
Absolutely, I can. And Corbin, it is great to have you back in the chat. Overall, like I know I don't want to sound hypocritical when it comes to like the spoiler stuff. Like I said, I enjoy spoiler. I like to see stuff kind of coming, especially if it's like a horror movie, which I haven't seen Obsession yet. But if it's like kind of like that, I'm like, okay, I need to know what's going on. But my wife is the one that got me into spoilers. She's the one that actively seeks out stuff. She will go on to like TikToks or Reddits or like look it up, and she will purposely look for spoilers. And that is something that has kind of mellowed out my hate for like being spoiled on stuff.
Who looks for spoilers?
My wife does.
What?
You know, we have Solar Punk in the chat. What up, Solar Punk?
What is up, Solar Punk? Also, what is up,
Brain?
Brain? Coming back after filling up the TikTok card and giving us some more gifts. I really
Thank
appreciate
you
it, bro.
so much. You do not have to do that, but we appreciate it.
Yes.
How much of the pod did I miss? I just got back from watching Toy Story 5. First off, what did you think? Second off, we got about maybe 15 minutes left, but I think we're going to be kind of just shooting the shit with chat and still kind of talking about the unfortunate inevitability of more Doomsday leaks coming out.
Yes.
But while Solarpunk does give us his review of Toy Story 5, Alex, I didn't get your thoughts on it. What did you think about the Doomsday leaks overall?
I think, kind of like we were mentioning, at this point, it's par for the course. It's going to happen, unless, and the crazy part is there's not, Doomsday is not one of those films where they're filming it on a street somewhere. They're on a sound stage somewhere where you got to go through 17 doors and you got to turn in your phone and you have to ask Kevin Feige if he'll let you live today to step on set. And somehow shit is still getting leaked. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what's going on, so and I don't know if it's just Disney and Marvel have gotten more lax, because you used to be able to see the red laser hit your forehead when you start talking about a movie. It felt like, because these actors would be like, I'm not saying nothing about nowhere. And now it just feels like every week we're getting some type of, oh, hey, here's the stills of every character in this movie with the new costumes. Oh, here is the reported script for this movie. Oh, here is photos that we want to not believe are real, but are probably real. So it's par for the course. I think it stinks. What I will tell you though, full transparency, 110%. Again, I'm not going to tell you the characters that are in this scene, but the Avengers leaked scene and leaked photos that have come out are kind of this movie's version of that first Avengers movie, where it sweeps around them and Iron Man's all like, call it, Cap, and Captain America's like, they're all back to back being told what to do, and they're doing the first full assemble. That's what that's this movie's thing that it appears got leaked. It looks like shit. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. And I didn't want to say that. I was thinking of how to nicely say it, but it looks like shit. And it's not that it literally looks bad. It's that I feel like all of a sudden we're back in 2004. There's no color. Everything is muted. Now, granted, I don't know if this is a still from a trailer or from an edit. I don't know if color grading's been done. I don't know any of that shit.
It's also only like 5 pixels, so like
That's
at least
true,
the video. Yeah, that's the one that I saw.
Again, not to give spoilers, but there's 2 characters standing there wearing dark navy blue. One character standing there wearing black. Another character standing there also wearing black. One character standing there wearing very dark, like, I don't want to keep saying colors, but he's wearing a very dark shade of a color. And then everyone else is wearing black or gray. There's one person in there who has like some splashes of white on them. And I'm just like, why does it look like I'm watching the Avengers Assemble scene from the fucking Matrix? Like, it just looks like there's no color. And again, it could be that thing where it's like, wait for the movie, you fucking fat nerd. Like, sure. But God, it makes me hope that this isn't real, or at least it's not color graded, or they didn't add in the 15 other characters that are also going to be there that have the brighter costumes. Because right now, it looks boring. If this is their version of the Wakanda scene, their version of the Avengers scene, their version of the Avengers Assemble scene from Endgame. This is not it. If that's their version of it, this is not it, and I fucking hope it's not.
Corbin said in the
Anyway,
Twitch chat, it looks like the first X-Men. It does kind of look like the first X-Men.
it does. There's one character, again, that has a significant amount of color on them, and I'm like, oh, there's some color, I guess, but like, I don't know. I just, but with that being said, with thinking back on it, maybe I'm being too harsh because the Russos, everyone looked cool at the airport fight scene, all desaturated and dark. Everyone looked cool in the Endgame fight scene, all desaturated and dark. It's only not cool when Zack Snyder does it. So, but I don't know, Rob. What did you? Oh, real quick. Solar Punk in our chat said Toy Story 5 was a great movie. 5 out of 5, great for family and jokes with the adults. Hell yeah. Bobbert, what did you think of the leaks?
I mean, there's some. I think there is. At least I saw at least one really cool thing that's in it. Then again, I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm like, I was literally telling Joe while we were driving the other day. I was like, this really cool thing is in that scene, and I have been really wanting to see this specific kind of.
Robert, guys,
and I'm back. See, I got sniped by Sony. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
By Disney.
You're like, and one of those things was.
No, and one of those things I've been wanting to see for like it on screen or like in live action for a very long time. So I'm like, okay, that looks kind of really, really cool. However, the rest of it did look very gray and boring, and I don't know.
Is it the thing that I texted you?
No, it is not.
It's not that thing? Oh,
I don't think so. I'd have to double check. Oh, let me see. Oh, no, but that is one really cool thing that I saw that was in there too. I'll text it to you as well right here.
Okay.
But
now I'm interested to know what that one thing is.
How do I spell this?
He's like, how do you spell
and then just, how do you spell Ghost Rider? Yeah.
I'm trying to be really out there, and you're like naming a possibility.
Yeah. No, that'd be really cool though. There's like, oh hey, here's Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but I was like, oh damn, this thing's really, really cool. Like that's awesome. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for the movie. The more stuff that comes out, but I'm really hoping that we're not going to go with this drab sort of overall look because yeah, of course, like it was kind of boring-ish in Infinity War, but I really like the colors in the final battle of Endgame a lot. Mm-hmm. And I'm also kind of loving like the color grading for like, like the Superman movies where they're like super bright and stuff, as well as like Woman of Tomorrow, or we call them that, Supergirl.
Are we turning the corner, Robert?
I am turning the corner on it.
Well, no, but like our with the script is flipping. Now we're like, why can't back in the day in 2012 we're like, look at bright Avengers and dirty Batman v Superman, and now we're like, look at bright Superman and grim and dirty Doomsday.
We are, and I think honestly, and it's gonna suck to say, I think all the color so far in the MCU went with James Gunn, because like every project that we've had, even Peacemaker, had a lot of color in it. I don't know. I'm hoping
feel like he casts a lot of white people.
God damn it. But yeah, overall, that's kind of just my thoughts. I'm trying not to judge the full thing because like we don't know exactly where it was in the process, although it did look very, very near done.
We also don't know if it's real. Yeah. And it looks, out of all the things that have come out for me, this one does look a little more convincing. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because it doesn't look clean.
Yes.
Is why it looks more convincing. Because I don't know how many, fake versions of the trailer that apparently got shown at CinemaCon or whatever that we've seen. How many screenshots that have gone through an AI upscaler that looks too clean. This looks not clean enough to where I believe it, but with enough detail to where I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely, it's just hitting a perfect balance of, yeah, that could be a thing.
We have Corbin in Twitch chat saying Spider-Man looks very vibrant. Fantastic Four was vibrant. Those are about the only two I can name. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Fantastic Four was that vibrant.
Thank you very much. I was about to say the same
No,
thing.
I don't think so. I think it was. I think the aesthetic was very cool. I think the retro '60s stuff was very very cool. But I do not. I think that was a very gray movie. When it
Yeah.
wasn't blue or white, it was like gray.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a difference between color. Having color is not having vibrancy.
yeah,
You know, you can have colors and also like, you know, Zack Snyder's Superman. That man is wearing a blue and red spandex suit the whole movie, and that movie is not vibrant by any stretch of the imagination.
it's blue
Um,
like a motherfucker. It looks like Game of Thrones. Like, like it's just this
yeah,
weird blue filter over it.
yeah. It looks like Spider-Man's first costume, where you're like, is that blue or is it black? Like that's, yeah.
Yeah. Alex, I had one more thing. Oh, I was
Tell
going to
me,
talk about
tell me.
speaking of Fantastic Four. I saw your recent video where you're like, I'm turning around on the Fantastic Four. I think it was a bad movie.
I want the record to reflect. I'm not turning around on it. I've always thought
Okay.
that it
Okay.
wasn't as great, you know, as
Uh,
the other films that came out. Sorry, but go ahead, go ahead.
no, you're good. You said bad movie, and I was like, bad movie is wild. Boring movie, sure. Bad, I don't think it was bad. Uh,
Well, I said in the video, my thesis, if you will,
uh-huh.
is, you know, it's been enough time. The Fantastic Four was bad, and you know, with that being said, you know, hooks for social media aside,
Yeah.
um, I do believe in my head. I'm gonna say it. I think, and this is now that I'm older. For me, a movie is bad if I don't want to rewatch it. Rewatchability has become so much more important for me as I am older than it was before. You know, because I would go see Marvel movies back in the day, and some of them wouldn't watch again until years later, and I was like, that was so good, that was so good. But like to me, it's all about rewatch value. Like I'll be honest with you, and we've had this conversation. I'm not going to go rewatch the Batman. Some people have told me to try to do it during Halloween. Maybe I will. I'll put it. Well, I'm going to try this year to put it in the Halloween rotation. Maybe I'll be in a more spooky mood and I'll be down for it. But
You couldn't
you
pay me
know,
to do
I'm not.
that.
But I'm not going to go rewatch the Batman. But I'll rewatch Iron Man 2. Like you know, like
Mhm.
and that's my litmus. My is it litmus test or lipness? It's litmus, right? No, it's
Litmus.
litmus.
Litmus test.
Okay. Either
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
that's kind of my standard, right? Is if I'm gonna rewatch it, and I've tried when it came out on Disney Plus, I tried to sit down and watch it. My daughter did not take to it, so I was like, okay, I'll just sit down, I'll watch it myself. Y'all go to bed. I could not do it. I got like maybe 25 minutes in, and I was like, this is just it doesn't hit. There's no, and I said this in my video, and some people are like, that's not a reason. For me, it is. It doesn't have any sauce. It doesn't have any style. It doesn't have anything that makes me excited, and something that I couldn't quite quantify and I couldn't quite articulate until other people were pointing it out to me, and I was like, yes, that's exactly one of my biggest issues is there's no character development in that film. Nobody changes at the end of it, I feel like.
Johnny kind of does.
Does he though?
Well,
At the
actually, I
beginning
don't
of
know.
the
I would
movie,
say like I would think the audience perspective of Johnny changes because he's like I'm smart, and everyone's like okay yeah sure until finally he's like hey I translated this entire language by the way,
see, but like
and
I guess my thing is that's a surface change because again, you're saying the audience
yes I'm saying yeah
perceives Johnny to be that. But Johnny was always smart. Johnny did not start the movie as a hothead and then learn to cool down and you know love his family. He
mhm,
started it like, "Hey, I'm smart. Y'all just don't appreciate me." And at
yeah
the end, he got the opportunity to show that he was smart. Reed at the beginning is like, "Where's the iodine?" And at the end, he was like, "Now I have a baby and we beat Galactus. Where's the iodine?" Like you know, nothing has changed with him. Vanessa Kirby at the beginning is like, "We're a family. We do this together." And then at the end, she's like, we're a family. We do this together now, but with a baby. Yeah, she just looks maxing the whole end fight. Like Ben is the worst offender. That motherfucker does nothing. He does absolutely nothing. We have a cute little part in the middle that is the most character. Most. Oh God, my Mike Tyson lisp. But the most characteristics, or the most character he shows in the movie, is when he's cooking, you know, and he shows some character there and then that is really all we get. And the fucked up part about that is it's not an actual character moment. It's a nice little nod because he's on the fucking bear. Like it's not something they're like, oh, here's something to expand his character. They're like, wouldn't it be funny if he's cooking in here because he cooks in the other thing? No, no, it's dumb. So I don't know. That's my whole thing. What are your thoughts on the Fantastic Four, Robert? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is it secretly your favorite movie? If it is, tell me why you're wrong.
Definitely not my favorite movie. I do think it's up there, like maybe 6 or like a 6.5. Solar Punk said the baby had more development than the Fantastic Four. That's hilarious.
Get out.
But yeah, I mean, like I feel like I'm kind of on a different spectrum than you when it comes to like what like favorite movies or good movies or like rewatchability. I feel like if you go too far on either end of my spectrum, like here's really, really bad and here's really, really good, the more you are on like the ends of my spectrum, the least likely I will go rewatch the movie.
I agree.
So I'm like, if it's a really, really, really good movie, I'm like, I probably won't rewatch that again. Like I like having the memory that is in my brain. It is perfect. That is in here.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with like, if it's super bad, I'm like, man, I do not want to waste my time. The fucking Fantastic Beasts, the second movie for the Fantastic Beasts is one of those movies where I'm like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I will never watch it again. My wife can go watch it if she wants to, but I will never want to watch that movie ever again. And I feel like Fantastic Four sits on like the more positive end of the spectrum for me, where I'm like, okay, cool. Like I enjoy it. Probably won't rewatch it again either. Yeah, I feel like if you're just on either the very middle or in the far ends, I won't watch it. But if you're on like in the middle of either way, like Spider-Man 3, not a good movie, but I'll rewatch the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
And then same thing with like fucking Captain America Brave New World, where I'm like, okay, it's more on the positive end, but it's not near like the top. I'm like, okay, I'll rewatch Brave New World. Like it was a good movie.
I think that's fair because I would say that's similar to where I'm at because I love one of my favorite movies of all time is The Pursuit of Happiness. Such a good fucking movie. Do I whip out The Pursuit of Happiness every single year? No. I gotta be in a specific mood. I gotta be like, hey, this is one of my favorite films. Let's watch it. I did watch that movie within the last year because I finally, Christina sat down and was like, I'll watch it. And I was like, thank God. I've been trying to get her to watch it. She's like, I don't want to cry. But with that being said, if right now, Robert, we were to hang out and somebody said, hey, would you like to sit down with Robert and watch The Pursuit of Happiness? Or written, directed, starred in, edited by, produced by, and distributed by Tommy Wiseau's The Room. I would pick Tommy Wiseau's The Room.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, maybe that loses me a lot of credibility, but my whole point is like, if things are fun to rewatch, I'll rewatch it,
Mm-hmm.
Because me and you also agreed the Batman is not a bad movie. Arguably, it's a very well put together, great movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so long. Well, to me,
yeah.
I think it is. I think it's great, but it's so long. It's so drawn out. It's so like, and the biggest thing that I take away from the Batman every time I think about it is those scenes where he goes like, where he goes like, it's Batman looking somewhere and it's his face and it goes.
Yep. Like he has extendo eyes or something. Like we're looking through his fucking vision, and I'm like, okay, I get it. We're looking at fucking Black Cat.
I'm like, you've established the shot.
We're looking at Catwoman through the fucking window and being a perv. I get it. We're doing that. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. But Solar Punk, just Solar Punk to round back to Fantastic Four. He said he actually liked the movie. 8 out of 10 for me. I do agree with lack of development. I think why I liked it so much was because I really connected with Johnny, wanting to prove that he can be helpful and smart too. See, I guess, and I don't want to keep poking holes in this movie because I do think that's a great journey for Johnny. But it does that thing that lazy movies do where they go, hey, Johnny wants to people to think he's smart. Okay, how's he going to try and fail? How's he going to, go on this journey throughout the next thing we see Johnny? I figured out the alien language.
Yeah, there's like no struggle there. It's kind of
Thank
just
you.
like, yeah.
Yeah, he's done it in the next scene, and you're like, okay, I appreciate that, but I don't know. To end my thoughts on the Fantastic Four, it somehow, with looking so different, so having two of arguably the most iconic classic Marvel figures as villains, Galactus and Silver Surfer, and somehow managing to feel like a doctor's office on a Monday morning. Like, I don't know how they managed to go, hello, here's all this potential for sauce, but I'm going to leave it in that room. I don't know how it didn't make it to the table. So, but yeah,
Alex, I have an idea and then we can wrap up.
tell me.
But now that we've been talking about just movies like this, right? I feel like you and I can come up with lists of our favorite movies, the most movies that we think are the most mid, and then the worst movies that we genuinely hate. And we can do 3 different brackets, right? A tournament style, if you will, for each one of these. Oh my goodness, for each one of
Okay.
these things, and we find out which one, what is Geek Day Podcast's worst movie, most mid movie, and the best movie. So it'd be like yours versus mine. I think that would be a really fun thing. And honestly, we can get Solar Punk up in this also. I think that would be a really, really fun sort of stream for us to do.
I'd be down as hell.
Hell yes. We'll get back to you on that. But
I'd be down as hell. But Robert,
yeah,
outside of that, we should do this again.
We should do this every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Possibly
6 or 7.
Yeah, 6. Whichever is more beneficial to really us.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
For those watching,
I don't think about the audience at all. Because if I did, I would have said we should start the podcast closer to 9 or 10 when everyone has gotten done seeing their early screenings of Toy Story. But luckily for you guys, I care not what is good for you. I think about the convenience of myself, like the American government. So.
Solarpunk said he's down, so I will. Solarpunk will reach out to you. We have that group chat on TikTok. But Alex, it's been great. We should continue to do this. And for all those listening in the chat, you can be like Brain and catch up on all of our episodes on YouTube. Everything that we do is on there. It's YouTube/The Geek Day Podcast. But we will see you all next week. Bye, all.